Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today is going to be VeggiStack Challenge Day, and we have two new prompts, prompts 13 and 14. So I'm going to start with prompt 13, which was stamp, and that's as in wooden stamps, silicone stamps, these kind of stamps, not postage stamps because we've already done that. So what I'm feeling today, and I'm going to do it for both prompts, strangely, but I just thought I would, I'm going to do belly bands today. So I've got, for the base of this one, I'm going to use this piece of Tim Holtz packaging because it's a good, nice and long, and it gives me a sturdy base. So I just need to cut it to size, and I just get my trimmer out, and we'll cut this down to 8 inches tall, because it doesn't have to go right to the top of the page, and my pages are only, I don't know, 8 1/4 or something, so 8 inches will be fine. What am I doing? Got it round the wrong way. I know that's the way it should be round, but being left-handed I need to have it the other way round, kind of upside down really. So we'll do 8 inches this way. Oop, slipped. And then we can do, I'm thinking probably 2.5 is a good width for a belly band, I think. 2.5. How does that look? Yeah, I think if you've got it much wider, you can't really see anything behind it. So I'm going to go 2.5. That's the size I want. And I've still got some bits I can use for other things. So I think that's quite a nice belly band size. And as I'm doing two belly bands today, and they're very different ones, I don't want to linger too long over each, particularly over this first one, because I think the second one will take a bit longer. So I'm going to cover it with some of this, which is the Autumn Florals by Digital Creations Co. NZ. Well, I'm getting good at that one now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to decide which side, because I think it's about the right height. Yes, that's going to be fine. So do I go that one or this one? I might. I like that there's got different colours on this one. It's got different colours on both of them. It's always the way, isn't it? You can never decide. I'm going to go that side just because. Just going to glue it on, and I shall get. Oh, I think I need some glue paper. And get my glue stick. I might do some hot glitter glue around the edges as well. So yes, this one is going to be, as you can see, this is an autumn one, but my other one is going to be a Christmas one. So I've got a belly band for both journals then, and I thought that would be quite fun to do. Okay, so we have that. That's our belly band. So what I thought I would do to use the stamp prompt is stamp some pieces of fabric with autumn images. I don't have many autumn stamps. I may have mentioned this once or twice. I do have, what I have pulled out, I've lost one. Oh, here's one. I've got this stag, a bit small, don't know if it'll be big enough. But then I don't know which is the sizes I'm going to need. I've got this lovely fairy stamp. I have an owl, quite large. And if one of those doesn't work out, I have got this leafy one as well, which is a dilution stamp. So, and I'm going to stamp onto this piece of cotton calico type fabric. And I've torn it 2.5 wide because I think that will be wide enough for the big one, and then I'll make the others smaller, and that'll have to go in the middle. So I want to actually tear it as a square. So I need to tear it so that one's 2.5 wide, so I need to make it 2.5 long. And you'll see why it needs to be a square in a moment. I'm hoping that it will fit okay the way I want to do it. Oops. Flinging it into my little bin. So it's quite a biggish piece, but I think it needs to be this big to get the stamp on, but I might see if I can make it a bit smaller, I'm not sure. By the time I've frayed it all, there'll be nothing left to stamp on. So what I want to do is put it on like that. So it kind of needs to be a square. It's not completely square, I think, but I think it's square enough. And then I want to stamp it like that. So I think I can do that. I'm just not sure if the others are going to be, by the time this is on there, whether there'll be room for the other two. But it doesn't say you have to do multiple stamping, just a stamp. So if I only get one on, so be it. But I do quite like this one because it makes quite a nice kind of what's the word? Statement. It's quite a big one, so it will make a good statement in the middle of this belly band. And then I'll do the others and see if they work before I glue anything on. So I'll stamp it with the brown, the pine cone. Let's do it this way round. And ink to the stamp. It is a lovely stamp. It's one I did buy for the Owl and Fairy journal, but owls, of course, I would associate owls with autumn as well. So I'm just going to hold that in place for a couple of moments, make sure the ink transfers properly, because it'll soak in a bit, so we still want a good impression. This is it's a nice juicy ink pad, so it should hopefully give us a good amount of ink to go onto there. Yep, that's pretty good. It's never going to be as sharp as if it was on paper. So we could put that there. I didn't want it to overhang too much, and it isn't, so that's good. So it's a case of how big the other two are going to be. And they're not. I can cut this one now down to 2 inches, I think, and make 2-inch squares. So let's try that. Where'd my ruler go? There it is. So I will just tear the whole thing down to 2 inches. So, oh no, it wasn't 2.5. It was 2.25. I had it. I thought I made it 2.5. I may be smaller than I thought, which is probably why it doesn't look completely square, because I thought it was 2.5. Never mind. Now it's 2. I don't know if whether I'll be able to tear this or not. I will try. Yep. I think by the time I've taken all the, frayed it up a bit, it does tend to shrink, I suppose. And then I'll do a 2.5, the other, 2 inches the other way. One, another one. Okay. So I've got two little 2-inch squares to stamp onto. Let's just see how that would, either I can do one like that and one like that. That would kind of work. I'd put this one on top, but I think that might be okay. So let's try stamping those, see how they look. So I love the fairy one, so I'm going to do that one. So I hope you're all well. We're doing okay here. It's rather a dreary afternoon on a Sunday afternoon. We had a bit of brightness this morning, so unusually for me, I said, why don't we go for a walk? I think Richard nearly fell off his chair, because it's not something I do very often, but I felt like I should really try and get out and get a bit of exercise a little bit more often. And it was quite pleasant this morning. And we live in a village, as I've mentioned many times, but the village is on top of a hill. Not a big hill, I mean it's not huge, or not particularly high, but it means that if we go for a walk from the village down, we went down to the village hall to start our walk, and you're actually overlooking all the countryside all around. We're surrounded by farms and fields, and you can see woodland in the distance. So it was a really lovely walk. It wasn't very long. I don't do long walks, but it was sort of down the hill and then around and then back up the hill. But it was just, we're surrounded by beautiful countryside, so it was really lovely. It was a lovely morning, lovely walk. It wasn't sunny, but it was just comfortable temperature and winter coat on and everything. But yeah, it was quite nice. So I quite enjoyed my walk. We both did. And do this one now. So I don't think, I'm just wondering if this would be a better one to go on here. That would just fit the leaf. Is this a bit too small? These are going to be a bit lost on there, I think. Maybe I will do the leafy one. Yeah, so that was nice this morning, just having a little. I said I really ought to do it more often. I know I should. The trouble is, as I said to my husband, going for a walk takes me away from what I want to do, what I really want to do, which is be in my craft room. It's a bit like household chores, like doing the ironing. I don't mind doing ironing. I did a big pile of ironing on Friday, but only after I'd made 2 videos first. And then I think, oh well, I don't mind doing the ironing now, but if it takes me away from my crafting, I'm not so keen. I know. I'm sure we're all the same. I always prefer to do crafting than almost anything else, apart from spending time with my girls. Right. Oh, let's get this on here. That's about the only. I've got a couple of leafy stamps from on a couple of different Dilution sets. They're the only ones I have. Don't have any leaf stamps apart from that. I really ought to get some. I've been looking on Amazon to see if I should get a little cheap set of autumn stamps, but I still haven't done anything about it. Right, so I think I prefer to have, so if I have her at the top and the leaves at the bottom. Quite like the leaves actually. They've come out. They've stamped really well. And let's make sure I've got it properly, and then that there. So yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. I rather like it. I'm still feeling I might need a little something down, a little bit of trim or something down the edge. I'm wondering whether to do that first, put some trim. Let's see what I've got, but maybe just to edge the sides of the belly band. See what colour. Let's take these off. So I have this quite narrow trim. I've got a green, which won't go, and I have this kind of orangey colour. It's very long, it just keeps coming. Oh, I'm going to have a dark green. No. Right, so I've got these two. So let's see if one of those would just give me that little finish down the edge that I like. So there's this, which is kind of like a a russety brown. Got a warm kind of orangey brown, I suppose. I don't know what colour you'd call it, but I like it. So, if it would only lay straight, wanting to curl. I've got that, or the orange. Now I like the other one, I think. I hope I've got enough. A bit tangled up together, that's it. Just trim that bit off. So I'm going to put a piece on each side. So it's nice, it's just narrow, but just gives it a finishing touch. And trim that piece there. Or maybe I'll glue and then trim, because it's just, I don't want to waste any. Alright, so can I use this piece again? I think it's okay. Just in case any glue goes over the edge. And I've got my fabric glue. I have refilled my bottle, so hopefully it'll come out nicely. Let's put that on there. Okay. And the other piece. Right, I do like giving them a little finish along those edges. I like that. It's quite nice and narrow, so it's not taking up too much space, and this is upside down. Just realised I've got a bit. So now I'm just going to glue on my little stamped pieces. Just get them in the right spot again. And now they need to be glued on. So glue this one first. Right, as you could probably see from, I will have speeded that bit up, but I was having serious issues with my little bottle of glue, which I have topped up, but it seems to have gone very thick and gloopy and I couldn't get it to come out. So I did resort to using the big bottle, and I thought maybe that's a bit too much. So I thought I'd try using the glue stick, see how that held. Seems to be doing okay. So that is my belly band for my autumn journal. I'll show you how it will look. I don't know which page it will go on yet, but it'll go in there somewhere. Rather like that. It's a bit different. So something like that. Go there. I like that. I like it a lot. I think that's all it needs. I think that doesn't need any more embellishing than that. And I'm really happy. So that is the first prompt, stamp. So let's clear away the autumn stuff and get Christmas out. So I'll be right back. Right, so for the second prompt, and the prompt is paint splatter. So I shall do that at the end. But what I thought I'd do for this belly band, I was inspired by a video by Nigeza Creates, by Jez, who I met at my retreat and who was involved in the Best of British collaboration, as I was. And this was one of the videos she made for the collaboration, inspired in turn by Wendy at Little Nest Crafts. So she made it first, and then Jez made her version of it, and now I want to make my version of it. But it was also, I don't know if Wendy made this, because Wendy was at the retreat as well, but in the journal that I got at the retreat, that belly band is in it. So that's just, I think that was the journal card I added. So it is this little belly band here with the hidden pocket with a journal card, and then you can put that inside the belly band. Isn't this pretty? It's so pretty. I don't know what kit she used, but it is lovely. And I'm just trying to get it back in now. And I can see she had that, was how she made it. And then it's the belly band behind it. So that's kind of the inspiration, or the original inspiration. Jez did something a bit different, and I'm going to be kind of somewhere in between the two. I'm going to be a bit of Wendy and a bit of Jez, I think, with my one. So it starts with an envelope, just one of these long envelopes. I suppose you call them DL. Are they a DL? I don't know. And so this will be the base of the belly band. I need it to be, again, I think I'm going to stick with the same width of 2.5 for mine. I think Wendy's one was actually less than that. If this is Wendy's, I don't know if it is. It's just that if this is where the original idea came from, this could have been her that made it. That's just over 2.25. So I'm going to make mine just a little bit wider at 2.5, I think. And so I'm just going to take these bits. I've got all my papers and things pulled out from the Nostalgic Noel kit to use for this. Let's see how long it takes me, because there's a few things that need to be done. So I'm going to cut it down to 2.5. That's it. And it is, unfortunately, just a touch too long. So I need it to be 8.25. I know I made the other one 8, but I'm going to make this one 8.25, so it goes the full height of my page. So I'm just going to mark it because it won't fit, or I can't measure 8.25 on my trimmer. So I'll just do it this way, 8.25. And then I will just trim that off. And then we've got the basis of the belly band. And so it's open like that. Now, when Jez did hers, she used a window envelope, which looked really good, but I think for the purposes of this, it will take me too long to do all of that. I want to keep it relatively simple, because otherwise it won't get finished. So one of the papers I have pulled out, I love these collage papers in this kit, and I thought actually this one would be quite nice on here. And it's about the right height. So I'm going to tear that down. Let me just see. So I want to have a bit of this tree, so I might have to take a bit off at that end just to get the tree in. Although I'm going to lose a bit of the tree, so maybe it doesn't matter too much because I'm going to put a pocket at the bottom. So maybe the tree is not going to be that visible anyway. So let's just... I'm going to tear it a little wider than I need anyway. And I'm just wondering if I've got enough there to wrap that piece around to seal the bottom of this of the belly band, because I haven't really, so I better just glue it back down. It'll be fine. I just thought if I could wrap a bit around, it will give me more real estate in the pocket, but it doesn't matter. It's a big enough. There's enough room in there, I think, not to worry about that too much. I only want a narrow tag to go in. Okay. So then I'm going to glue this onto here. I think that just looks lovely. Yes. Like that. So, okay. I'm going to risk using just the just the glue stick, I think, on this. It's just about done it, I think. Oh no, don't stick. Ah. Okay, I think we're okay. Now I've got to try and get it on. Make sure I've got it around the right way, where the opening is. Yep. Straight. Close enough, I think. Hope so. There is just a tiny bit showing of the envelope at the top where it's not completely straight right up here, but by the time I've inked it, I think it'll be okay. So what I want to do, first of all I'm going to have to chop off the bit at the bottom. Yep, and then I want to I can just hit that bit off. Just miter this a little so it's not going in totally straight, that way and that way. And then I want to tuck it in around the edge of the pocket just to reinforce that front edge of the pocket, or the envelope I suppose I should say, but it is also a pocket. Try to wrap it round. Okay, so now we have our belly band covered like that very much. Right, so we've got a bit of a mark here from the glue book, but I think that will be covered up because we are going to put a pocket on here. Jez did that. I don't know if Wendy did that in her original video because I didn't see it. but Jez certainly did put a pocket on hers, and I want to do that as well. And it so happens that there are a plethora of pockets and tags and all sorts in the Nostalgic Noel kit, and I've just got to choose which to use. Some of them, they're all sizes. There's little teeny ones, there's kind of, I'm looking at this size, I think. There's a couple that might be the right size. So I might just cut this one out. I just want to choose one that looks okay on the page, really, on this background. So that would look fine. There's another one there that might work. So some have got these tabs on them for the gussets, and some haven't. No. I'm not sure whether that's something I want to keep or not, because I only want to put one tag into it, so it doesn't need to be super deep. So I've got that. I've also got this one, which, well, there are two here. I was looking at this little one here. Change my scissors. There's some bigger ones as well. I mean, I suppose it would take a bigger one. Yeah, it might do. I'll have to think about that, whether I need a bigger one on here. So that would go quite well on there. And this one would as well. I think I will just to take the thumb notch out, and I will quickly just fold in those tabs. Do like that one better. I haven't folded that in properly. Bring that in a touch more. That's better. Yeah, I think I like that one better. I think it shows up better, and it goes quite like the little berries on there. Pick up the berry design on the paper up here. Just want to double check that that is going to fit, because it looks so tall to me for some reason. So just have a quick look in here. Yep, that's going to be fine. See, it does fit. Okay, that's good. Alright, so we have a pocket which I will ink around, and I'll glue that on. Centralise it. There we are. Alright, so that's that. And we've got to find now, we need a tag to go in the pocket, and we have tags. We have plenty of tags. They were here. I had them out somewhere. Right, I thought I'd pulled out the pockets, but I put them back in the folder. I don't know if these are going to be a bit wide for this pocket. There are smaller tags, I believe, somewhere. I'm sure there were little tags somewhere. I just don't know where they are. Oh, I've got to put that back in. Okay, so let's see. That might just fit. I might be able to cut it down. Which one shall I go for? I want one that's going to show up. I might just cut a couple out and see which ones look best. It's too wide. I can cut it down, but how will it look there? I think it'll be okay. Let me just see, are there any others? Quite like that one. I don't want it because I want it to show up against the background of the belly band. I like that one. Let's try that. Cutting it just a little bit narrower to see if it would fit. I think it will now. Just open it up a little bit because it's catching on the edge of the gusset, unfortunately, but it will go in. So that goes in like that, and then we can put a little something on there. So that's fine there. I'll come back to that and back it and finish it. But let's work on the big one to go inside the belly band. So my belly band is 8 1/4, so I think I'll make my tag 8 inches. And I'm going to, I've got to choose my paper. That's what I need to do. So I gave myself some options, as you do. I can never completely prepare. I try to prepare in advance, but I can't make decisions until I'm actually doing it sometimes because it changes when you start working on something. So I wanted something that would be a bit of a contrast, and when it comes out it'll be a bit of a whoa, pop. So that would be a good one. I can't work out if that's the right way up or not. I think it's not. I'm not sure. Is that right? That's better. So there's that piece. I quite like that. This one is really pretty. I do like that. That would go lovely with all the colours, wouldn't it? It would all, yeah, that would be rather nice. And then there's this one as well. I mean, they're all so gorgeous. All different, very jolly. I think because we've got these birds down here, I think that would be lovely. So I'm going to, I want it to go more pretty much to all the way in, so I'm going to chop it there and chop it down, chop the height down just a little bit. Take a little bit off the bottom. Doesn't have to be exact, just to make sure it will fit. Might be. Let's see. Are you going to fit? Yes, you are. I hope I haven't made it too narrow. It's going to have a tab on it, so it'll be fine as long as it. Yes, it goes in beautifully. It's just the perfect size. Woohoo! That doesn't happen very often. So I want to, first of all, I want to reinforce it just a little bit by putting some book page on it, on the back. I'll just get this out of the way. There's some debris out of the way. Right, so I've backed this with the book page now, and then I'm going to put some paper on the back of it. And I was going to pull out some red or some green or something like that to use for writing or putting photographs or whatever. But actually, because of the colours in this kit, I've actually pulled out this piece of dyed paper because it's rather a good colour to go on here, I think. So this is what Jez did. I don't know if Wendy did the same, but Jez certainly did. She's added some paper on the back and then concertinaed it so that it pulls out as extra writing space, or you can put photographs or whatever on it. It's a little bit long, so I am going to just trim it a little. And one of the reasons I wanted to put the book page on, I thought if I don't make it completely the same size as the belly band, if it's a little bit smaller, it'll only show book page, so that'll look okay. That was my thought, because I might just make it just a tad smaller than the height of the belly band, just so make sure it fits. Yeah, so I just want to trim a little bit. Oh, no, not that far over. Keep forgetting where the blade is. So, just a little bit. That was a tip I saw. Oh, that's not straight, is it? No. A tip I saw on Gail's channel, Gail Agostinelli. If you've got a narrow piece, if you start in the middle and go out, because I was always tearing up when I had to do a narrow strip. It would always chew up the edge when it was very narrow on this. If you start at the top and went down or the other way, if you start in the middle and go up and then down, it works much better. Don't know why that's not straight, but it looks like it's straight at the bottom. So, oh well. It'll be close enough. I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's all going to be folded up. I can always trim it a bit more after. So, what I want to do, I made that, so if I glue that on like that, yes, and then we'll fold it and fold it and fold it. That's what I think I'm going to do. Because I think Jez found when she had it like this, and she had that piece going in that way, and it was this odd bit, it was catching into the pocket, so she actually trimmed it off, and I'm going to do the same. And it will actually be handy because I'll be able to use that piece to back my other tag, won't I? So that's all good. So let's just trim that off. Give it a good old burnish. And the other thing she did, which I really liked and want to do the same, is to round the corners. Okay, so with any luck that should fit in here. Now, yes it does. It's actually pulling up the pocket a little bit here. So I need to glue that back down. Maybe I need to just trim off that edge, that bottom end. Trim it off a little bit more, make sure it doesn't strain the pocket too much. So I might just trim another 1/4 inch off the bottom of here, something like that. And re-punch. They will go in. Oh, it's done it again. Anyway, that's fine. It's fine. Just quick ink around that bit. This one doesn't really need decorating because it's such a pretty piece. Okay, I just want to put a tab on it, and I did have one already punched. Whether it'll go with this paper, I don't know. I didn't punch it for this project, I just had one in my box. And that goes nicely. So I will ink around that. And we'll glue that on. So then that piece is finished, and all we've got to do then is back the tag, perhaps put a little bit of decoration on that, and see if the main belly band needs any decoration. So we've got our tab on there. This piece to use for the little tag. Got that. Got the little tag. Let's glue this on just about big enough. Oh, that's tricky because it's wet. Tricky to cut. Doesn't want to cut. There we are. Got it. Okay. I'm just going to snip the corners at the bottom. Let's find a nice little something to put on the front of it. So it's going in here. Doesn't have to go all the way down, but it goes in there nicely. So let's just find amongst the many fussy cuts that we have. I also want something to go on the top of the belly band, I think. So baubles, they look nice. Big Christmas star. It's been a bit vulnerable, it sticks out too much, I think. Well, she's rather adorable. Is she going to fit? Not sure. They won't fit. Let's find something that does. about these little cuties there. They look nice on there. I like those. Something at the top. Oh, it's far too big. Still got the Christmas baubles. That might work. They're not very big, but they might be big enough to put on that spot. Got so many things to choose from. It's hard to know what to choose. Maybe we'll see how that looks. Let's put these little cuties on there. Just see if I can get rid of some of the white. There's a little bit there that I missed. Oh, put my arm in the glue now. There's a little bit here, a little bit of white between there, between your legs. You know what I've nearly forgotten is what is the actual prompt. This is all supposed to be spattered with paint at the end. So I mustn't forget to do that, must I? Otherwise the whole point of this video will be lost. I'm going to do paint splatter. It's not the sort of thing you can do till you've done everything else. Okay. And I need something for the top. Right, just pulled out some scraps. I quite like the red, I think. A bit of red here. Doesn't need to be much, just enough for a little tab. Oh, give it a bit of ink. Time's pressing now because this has taken quite a long while. I knew it would. I knew this video would take a while. So I'm hoping I can edit it to a size that will be watchable. But I did really want to make this particular belly band. I saw it a little while ago, and I love the one in my journal, so it's nice to see how it was made. Have a go at it myself. Alright, that is lovely going in there. So that's going to be there. I'm going to put my baubles at the top. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Do I put them on first? Yes, I do. I'll put them on first, and then I'm going to splatter. That's the thing I need to still do. Paint splatters. And of course, this is Christmas. So what other colour would I use but gold? There will be gold splatters on this belly band. And probably everywhere else as well. Maybe not on the maybe not on the tag. Maybe I'll do it everywhere else, but not on the tag. Not on the tag. Okay. Okay, let's just make some space. Clear a little debris, then we can do our splatters. Right, so I've got some gold acrylic paint. Give it a good bit of a shake. I'm going to just do it on my little jelly plate here. Don't really use it for anything else, so it's kind of handy for this sort of thing. Oops, not what I planned. It's completely not where I wanted it. Things do have a tendency to jump out of my hands. Right, give another go. At least I know it's coming out. Okay, that should be enough, I hope. But I can always add a bit more. And I'll just do a little squirt of water. So I want it runny but not watery. Yep, I think that might be the right consistency. Let's see if I can get it to actually splatter. Yep, I'm getting some, but getting some on me. I can feel it on my face. Oh my goodness. Hope I'm not getting it on my jumper. Put it a little bit further away from myself. Put it on here as well. Maybe I'll use something else to tap it with rather than my hand. It might not get all over me in quite so much. Don't even know if you can even see that. There are splatters. They're not terribly obvious. I feel like I need bigger ones. Maybe I'll just put a bit more paint on here. Far too much now, I'm sure. But if we're asked to do paint splatters, then they've got to be visible, haven't they? Oh yeah, I think they're visible now. Okay, I think we have paint splatters, even the odd paint splodge. Yep, that'll do. Yep, it's all over me. Oh gosh, it's on my jumper as well. Okay, it's the trouble as well, I don't do these things very often. It's really hard to contain. I know, it's waste, can't help it. I haven't got anything else to splatter on. I'm not going to splatter on I decided I wouldn't splatter on the little tag. Otherwise I'll probably just get it all over the girls' faces. Okay, so we have, if you can see it, because it should catch the light a little bit. I have got my light on overhead. I don't think it's making it too shadowy. But yeah, there's definitely some paint splattering going on there. And there's definitely quite a bit going on there. I can't put my little tag back in yet because until the paint dries. There's the tag, there's the belly band, and there's the journal card with pull-out journaling space to go inside. So I'm going to have to leave those to dry. But that's my 2 prompts for today. I can't see, I've covered it up now. So we have number 13, which was stamp, when we made this belly band. And I really like it, love the colours. And then number 14, paint splatter, and I made this belly band with pockets. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I can get it down from the hour and a half that I've been that I've had the camera on for to a reasonable length, hopefully under an hour. I'll try and get it down to under an hour. I'm sure it's possible. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.